Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans of all ages, welcome to Pastor Rapture Reads News Blurbs. Something new we're trying out on actual live stream because we're trying to get the live stream thing figured out. Now, not actually expecting anybody to watch it at this particular point, but if you are watching this, thank you very much. Now, let's go ahead and get to our news feed. All right, now this is coming off of my email, so I'm having to be careful to try and hide stuff because for whatever reason, they'll send you the email with the updated timeline, but not update the website. Really kind of strange. But anyway, so from 1440, the need to know Israeli-Gaza conflict or Israel-Gaza conflict. Israel announced a full siege of the Gaza Strip yesterday as the conflict between two regions entered a third day, with Israel drafting 300,000 reservists and cutting off food, electricity, and fuel to the Gaza Strip, which was already under a 16-year blockade imposed by Israel and Egypt. Israel's full blockade comes after Hamas, which runs Gaza internally, took at least 150 civilians and soldiers hostage following a wide-ranging surprise attack on Israel over the weekend. Hamas has threatened to execute an Israeli hostage each time an airstrike hits civilian homes in Gaza without warning. The U.S. and EU designate Hamas as a terrorist group due to its history of armed opposition against Israel. At least 900 people have died so far in Israel, including at least 11 Americans, and at least 687 Palestinians have died in Gaza. More than 6,000 have been injured from both sides since Sunday. Israel also exchanged fire yesterday with neighboring Lebanon's militant group Hezbollah after Palestinian militants had infiltrated Israel's northern border. The U.S. is among governments designating Hezbollah as a terrorist group. Nobel Economic Prize. Harvard University Claudia Golden won the Nobel Prize for Economic Sciences yesterday for her pioneering work in women's labor history. She is the third woman to receive the honor in the award's 54-year history and the first to do so individually. The 77-year-old labor economist and economic historian has led the field for decades with positions at Princeton, the University of Pennsylvania, and Harvard, where she became the first woman in the economics department to receive tenure. For decades, she has directed groups at the nonpartisan National Bureau of Economic Research, a private nonprofit think tank, and has held stints as president of both American Economic Association and the Economic History Association. Her research has focused on the historical wage disparities between men and women. Previously, differences in education and occupation explained the gap, but Golden found that in recent decades, pay differences emerged in the years after woman had her first child. Today, women in the U.S. earn roughly 80% of what men make. Mack truck strike. United Auto Worker members at Volvo Group-owned Mack Trucks facilities in 3 states went on strike yesterday after rejecting a proposed 5-year contract. The tentative deal was downvoted by 73% of 4,000 workers in Florida, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. The deal would have included a 19% pay raise over 5 years, a $3,500 ratification bonus, and improved retirement and health benefits. UAW President Shawn Fain said the two sides remain apart on issues such as wage increases, cost of living allowances, and work schedules. Mack truck workers are not part of the original UAW strike, which began September 15th against the Big Three, General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, formerly Fiat Chrysler. Observers say the Mack deal may have fallen apart due to higher expectations from bargaining with the Big Three. Ford has also offered a 23% pay raise, while GM and Stellantis are at 20%. More than 30,000 workers are now striking across 22 states. And then some advertising. Sports, entertainment, and culture. The 2023-24 NHL regular season kicks off tonight. Writers Guild of America votes to ratify new contract with TV and film producers, formally ending the months-long labor dispute. Celebrity chef Michael Chalero dies at 61 after suffering an allergic reaction. Los Angeles Olympic organizers propose adding baseball, softball, flag football, cricket, lacrosse, and squash to the 2028 Games. International Olympic Committee to vote on proposal October 16th. Science and technology. Report suggests hacker group linked to Vietnamese government attempted a widespread phishing campaign against U.S. politicians and journalists earlier this year. Approach relied on compromised links to posted social media. New study finds the Gulf Stream shifting closer to the U.S. continental shelf by roughly 3 miles per decade, warming about 1 degree Celsius over the same period. Scientists discover evidence for one of the most intense solar storms to hit Earth on record. Tree ring analysis suggests the radiation bursts occurred around 14,300 years ago. Sleep supplements and stress. Nope, that's a commercial. Sorry about that. Domus Aurea, explore a reconstruction of what ancient Roman Emperor Nero's golden house may have looked like. We know tectonic plate movements cause earthquakes. Go layer deeper into how seismic waves are created and more. Clever comebacks. Merriam-Webster provides a compendium of unanticipated retorts. U.S. stock markets close higher, S&P 500 plus 0.6%, Dow up 0.6%, NASDAQ up 0.4% after initially falling to open trading. Oil prices up 4% amid concerns Israel-Hamas conflict could disrupt output from the Middle East. U.S. Census data shows top 1% of U.S. household earners now hold 26.5% of wealth, up 1.5 percentage points since 2019. Representative Kevin McCarthy signals openness to returning as House Speaker after being ousted last week. House to hold candidate forum today with an election expected tomorrow. President Joe Biden interviewed as part of special counsel investigations into handling of classified documents found at his former office and Delaware home. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton reportedly plans to file criminal complaints against House lawmakers who led his impeachment, alleging they violated anti-doxing law. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announces he's running for president as an independent, drops Democratic primary bid. The daguerreotypes ProPublica Jennifer Berry Hawes, a look at Tamara Lanier's fight to obtain photos of her ancestors from Harvard, which holds some of the oldest known photographs of enslaved people in America. The historical genius of Hollywood, Noah Gallagher Shannon, a profile of the career of Hollywood production designer Jack Fisk, highlighting his contributions to films like Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon and his ability to recreate the past. And from their section called Etc., rover captures a blue sunset on Mars. Prada will design NASA suits for 2025 moon mission. California becomes first state to ban 4 food additives. Our sense of smell changes, how we see color. The ultimate guide to 85 varieties of apples. Woman lives on floating island she built with her late husband. Newly discovered snail named after Jimmy Buffett song. Dozens of cows invade Wisconsin neighborhood. Clickbait. When Will Ferrell DJs your college tailgate party. History book. United States Naval Academy opens 1845. American actress Helen Hayes born 1900. Filmmaker Orson Welles dies 1985. Hijacking of the Achille Lauro cruise ship ends 1985. Superman actor Christopher Reeve dies 2004. Quote of the day from 1440. If you want a happy ending, that depends, of course, on where you stop your story. Orson Welles. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ends the news blurb for the morning. So I'm going to cut it off right here. And if you watched, thanks. And it doesn't appear that anybody watched. But if you come back and watch this on the replay, if you like it, please thumbs up it and share it out. Again, we're working up for something a little bit different coming sometime fairly soon here. So anyway, thanks for watching. We will talk with you later.